Okay, this is your battle for the biosphere question. Again, you can see some data to respond to start with. Figure 3 shows the predicted impact of climate change in the Canadian biome. Well, we know this is a tundra biome. Lots of Canada is under permafrost. So here we've got 2015, which is today, and there we've got 2050, 35 years' time. So what's happening? The question says, describe how the area of tundra is predicted to change by 2050. Well, first of all, you have to find what tundra is. So you can see here it's the blue area on the key. And what's happening? Well, we've got quite a lot of it here, and we've got less of it here. We've also got a distinct move to the north. So as the climate warms up, we're seeing the tundra migrate northwards towards the North Pole, the Arctic Circle. So how is it going to change? Well, it's going to drop in size. So it's going to drop there. It's going to shrink in terms of area. And it's also going to migrate northwards. Okay, if you picked up those 2 points, you would definitely pick up the 2 marks. You might even want to put a scale on it in terms of the distance it's going and where it's moving to. Quite simple data response. Second question, explain. So remember, that's reasons how or reasons why, not describe. Human activity is causing destruction of the tropical rainforest. Well, if you get a question like this, that's an absolute gimme. You've all done large projects on the tropical rainforest. So what are humans doing to destroy the rainforest? How are they doing it? Well, we've got here the exploitation for timber and resources. We've got mining, so we've got things like trying to get to the oil and natural gas under the forest, which means it needs to be removed. We've got deforestation for agriculture, and that's things like cattle ranching. It could be for soy production, it could be for cash crops, and lastly we've got things like population pressure and urbanisation, road building. 2 or 3 of those points expanded out will get you the 4 marks. Remember, whenever you've got to explain, you've got to give some reasons why. Nice and simple, that one, you should all get the marks on it. Next question, this is a much trickier one. So explain how the biosphere influences the hydrological cycle. So how is the plants and animals how are the plants and animals in our country and our planet influencing the water cycle? Well, the first one we're going to talk about is that the plants are a huge water store. So every time you get a plant or you get a tree or you get an animal, they're storing lots and lots of water within them. They take it from the air generally, it condenses, it gets intercepted, and then they can use it as a major store. Second thing, we've got the root system, which allows for percolation through the water, through the soil, sorry. So you've got the pore spaces, and the structure of the soil is held together by roots, and that's able to then allow the water to pass through the soil into the bedrock and the groundwater aquifers below. So we've got the transpiration as well, which is where plants store the water, and then it's evaporated straight from the plants into the atmosphere, so it never actually hits the ground, it never gets into the rivers or the water stores and those things. So you've got 3 ideas there. You've got it's a store of water, that the root system allows for percolation through the soil, and you've got transpiration as a major transfer in terms of water from the biosphere into the atmosphere, where it will condense to clouds again. So what we'd like you to do is to then expand upon those and say how that works, perhaps with some examples, and that would get you the 6 marks. That is a tricky question, but if you go back to your initial diagrams of how the hydrosphere, lithosphere, biosphere and atmosphere are connected, you should be able to find lots of transfers and connections between those areas.